Hello class, Joseph Sellis, your instructor. Here again, this is my assistant and wife, Emily Sellis. Today we're going to be going over the guillotine choke and we're going over the Kimura from side control. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the guillotine choke. I know we did the guillotine choke the last day before our class ended for this coronavirus. So for the people who didn't make it the last day, we're going to do a little bit of a review. All right, so the easiest way to initiate the guillotine choke is to have both parties kneeling and facing each other, so you can just get an understanding of it. So I'll show you from this position here. Okay, I'm going to grab same side. My left hand is grabbing her right wrist, and I'm going to bring my hand over this position. A lot of times when I see somebody doing the guillotine choke, they start to bring their opposite hand underneath their opponent's arm. Can you still get a choke that way? Yeah, if you crank out hard enough, okay, but you really want to get it in front. You don't want to have anything blocking you from getting a tight grip into this position, okay? So I'm grabbing my own wrist in here in this position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply pressure. So I feel the side of her neck on my elbow. I know it's kind of difficult to see in this position. And no matter what position you're in, it's kind of difficult to see unless I have a camera on the mat facing upwards. Okay, but my elbow, the inside of my elbow is on the side of my partner's neck. Okay, so I want to apply pressure there. And the way I'm going to apply pressure is I'm going to contract my bicep and my forearm, and in doing so, I'm applying pressure here. Again, I'm grabbing onto my own wrist, I'm applying pressure, and slowly I'm going to bring my arm to the left side of my body. So instead of like what you see sometimes on TV, they just kind of crank it up and they bring their hips upwards like that. Okay, will that work? Yes. This is going to be a little bit more tight, and it's going to involve less strength. So when she feels the guillotine choke, she's going to go ahead and tap my thigh. So I'm going to apply pressure here, and I'm going to swing my arm over. That's it. You okay? Yeah. All right. So again, there's no need to just hyperextend your back and thrust your hips forward while you're in this position. There's no need to. You just contract your bicep, get a good tight connection or contact on the side of your partner's neck or your opponent's neck, and then you're just going to bring your arm out to the side this way. That's enough to get the guillotine where it needs to be. All right, so let's see the guillotine in a guard position. Okay, in a guard position. So here Emily's going to be in my guard. All right, and for whatever reason, I want to be in a better position. Okay, so I'm going to start off with closed guard here, and let's say I'm going to go into that scissor sweep that we learned in class. Okay, I'm going to hip escape out, bring me in, and she knows what I'm doing. So what she's going to do is she's going to give her center of gravity either back or forward. In this case, she's going to go forward here, and this gives me an opportunity to sit up. Okay, when I sit up from this position, I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to bring it across the side of her body this way. Depending where Emily's head is going to determine whether I can do this guillotine or not. If her head is really up high, it's really difficult for her to get my arm across, then I'm going to have to go for something else. If her head was in a position where I could sweep it down and get the guillotine in this position here, I will. Again, remember, taking your left hand, not going behind your opponent or your partner's arm, but in actuality, you're going in front of it. Grabbing your own wrist, this position is fine. Okay, this position is fine as well. This position is fine too. Okay. Here, and I'm going to go ahead and contract my bicep and pull her over to the side. That should be enough to do that. If you're really stubborn, you're going to go ahead and lay back onto your side, and you're going to bring one leg over this position and do the same thing. Okay, that just kind of solidifies your choke at that point. Right? So again, that's your guillotine. We're going to work on a Kimura from side control next. So my partner is going to lay down on her back this way. You can scooch back towards me just a little bit more. All right. So have side control here. Side control. So remember in class, once you have side control, your leg automatically comes up. Okay, crossing leg here, preventing me from establishing the full mount position. Okay, so bringing that knee here. If I try to go full mount, that knee is going to block me from going. Okay, all right, so I'm establishing side control, and I want to get the Kimura. Depending on your flexibility, on your partner's flexibility, you're going to try to isolate the arm. And you're going to notice that it's going to be difficult for you to get the Kimura this way. Okay, it can be. So what I like to do is I like to grab here in this position, grab her own arm, grab her own wrist. Okay, and I like to swivel my body out this way. So just like that reverse arm bar that we learned in class, I'm going to bring my hips to the opposite side of her head, and then I'm going to start to bring her arm up. She feels it that way. Okay? All right, let's go over that a little bit slower. So it's almost like you're getting the arm into a rear naked choke. Kind of an interesting way of doing the Kimura here. So here, traditionally, kind of like the key lock, but on the opposite end. You're grabbing wrist, okay, and you're grabbing here. My arms are a little short, and I'm not going to be able to establish that position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw her arm in towards mine, and I'm going to grab her wrist in this position. Okay, so my left hand is grabbing her left wrist here. I'm going to take my other arm, and I'm just going to grab right over the tricep, and just keep her arm from moving around too much. Go ahead and try to wiggle your arm out. Okay, yeah. If you want to, you can grab your own bicep, but I prefer grabbing the wrist here in this position. I'm going to apply chest pressure, and I'm going to walk my body over until my hips are right by her head, and I'm just going to bring my hips down to the floor. From here, I'm going to go ahead and just bring her arm up, and she taps. Okay. So as you can see, you have a lot of body weight on her shoulder here. You have a lot of body weight on her chest, moving across in front of her head. Okay, puts her in a very awkward position. So you're establishing that tight contact with the body and preventing her from moving around too much. Okay, and that's your Kimura from side control. If you have any questions or concerns, again, when we do our conference Zoom, address them there. I'll try to answer them as best as I can, and or write your questions down on our discussion page. Right? All right. See you next time.